told a pleasant good morning and welcome to Focus News Summary. 15 minutes presentation covering Liberia, Africa, and our global village. My name is K. Lyndon Tobad, anchoring this edition of Focus News Summary. The headlines: hundreds of aggrieved supporters and families of jailed Liberian lawmakers set to demand justice today at the Monrovia City Court. Former President George Weah paid visit to jail lawmakers in solidarity amid heightening political concerns. President Bouakai Seff's resignation of Commerce Inspector General Doyle Cooper nearly months after fraud saga erupted. And briefly away from home, U.S. President Donald Trump signed a new executive order restricting several African countries. These and many more are all packaged. We're taking a short break. When we come back, the news bulletin is up next. Let's take a short break. Thank you for rejoining us on this presentation. President Joseph Boakai has officially accepted the resignation of Commerce Inspector General Doyle Cooper. Mr. Cooper, who served as Inspector General at the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, was found liable for forging academic record at the state-owned University of Liberia. In a formal communication addressed to President dated on May 28, 2025, Mr. Cooper tendered his resignation as president, profound gratitude for the opportunity to serve the Liberian people. He cited his service as one of the greatest honors of his life and reaffirmed his enduring commitment to the values of patriotism, commitment, and public service. President Boakai thanked Mr. Cooper for his dedicated service, highlighting the important role he played in promoting accountabilities in the nation's commercial regulatory framework. The president further emphasized the government's continual commitment to good governance and institutional effectiveness, and assured the public that the Ministry of Commerce and Industry will remain fully operationalized. An announcement regarding Mr. Cooper's successor will be made in due course. The Monrovia City Court has issued travel ban on former House Speaker, Councillor Fonati Kofi, alongside full sitting lawmakers, barring them from leaving the country. The move follows criminal charges filed by the Liberian National Police. The five lawmakers which include Representative Fonati Kofa, Abu Kamara, Dixon Sibo, Jacob Dibi, and Priscilla Cooper, are facing prosecution in connection with the alleged burning of the Capitol building. The court decision to restrict their movement was issued over the weekend by Magistrate Ben Baku, who granted a writ of the exit Republican following a formal request from the state prosecutors. The writ mandates that all security agencies stations on Liberia's posts of entry prevent the accused lawmakers from traveling abroad. State security agencies have been instructed to arrest the lawmakers if they are seen attempting to leave the country while charges are pending. The Liberian National Police has concluded a month-long investigation into the Capitol building arson case, revealing a coordinated plot to destabilize national peace and democracy. Inspector General Gregory Coleman confirmed evidence-based charges on Friday. The charges included arson and conspiracy implicating private citizens and lawmakers. The police board stressed that the investigation was based on legal framework, not political matter driven by fast and constitutional duty to justice. The police warned against indictment, urging calm and respect for Liberia's judicial process and democratic values. The police chief assured that the investigation and subsequent prosecution of those involved will not cause Liberia to fall, but rise stronger, united, and committed to peace. President Boakai has hailed agriculture as a backbone to Liberia's thriving economy. President Boakai emphasized that Liberia must take pride in its natural resources, thereby increasing the country's natural economic viability. Speaking at his farm in Bangman, Bapalo County, The Liberian leader further highlighted the urgent need for increased attention towards agriculture as a foundation for national development. According to an executive mansion release, the president's visit is part of a broader agenda to promote agricultural productivity and rural development. He added that by showcasing the viability of fishing and farming, the nation stands to inspire a new generation of agripreneurs, which will bolster private sector investment. A group calling themselves concerned supporters of the rescue mission wants President Joseph Boakai, appointed joining Kabad as Inspector General at the Ministry of Commerce. Their calls follow recent resignation of Commerce Inspector General Doug Cooper, who resigned due to his involvement in academic fraud. In the release, the group described Mr. Kabai as a competent individual whose vision aligns with the arrest agenda for national unity. In a full-count endorsement statement, concerned supporters of the rescue mission cited, among other things, that the candidate's qualification, leadership abilities could make him outstanding for the position. In a related development, Representative Frank Safoku and Marvin Cole have been released by the Liberian National Police after undergoing several hours of investigation into the December 2024 fire outbreak at the Capitol building. The two lawmakers were among 7 representatives, including former Speaker Dave Fonatikofa, who was summoned in connection to the alleged arson attack on the Capitol building. Following his release, Montserrado County District 9 Representative Frank Foku stated that the police investigation found no evidence linking him to the fire incident, noting that he was declared a free citizen. Representative Foku added that he remains committed to upholding the rule of law and continuing to cooperate with the Liberian National Police as the investigation progresses. Also speaking, Representative Marvin Cole of Bond County District 3 said LMP decision to release him was based on funding that confirmed his innocence. However, he described the movement as sad, expressing regret over the indictment of former Speaker Kofa and other lawmakers. President Joseph Boakai has signed Executive Order 150 suspending import tariff on rice. The move is aimed at stabilizing the prices of rice on the Liberian market, preventing further hike in the price of rice on the nation's staple food. The executive order seeks to improve affordability and ensure access to food across every household in the country. According to an executive mansion release, the president's suspension underscores his commitment to food security, price stability, and protecting the purchasing power of ordinary Liberians. Meanwhile, the Liberian leader has mandated the Ministry of Commerce, Liberia Revenue Authority, and other agencies to ensure fully and timely enforcement of the new executive order across the Liberian market. A prominent member of the opposition Congress of Democratic Change, Abdul Khanin, has expressed disappointment in the current leadership of the party, accusing them of double standard. In an interview with journalists, Khanin called for a restructuring of the party while pledging his commitment to the rebranding the institution. He further vowed to sacrifice everything in the interest of the party, including his life, which, according to him, demonstrates his commitment to transformation. The CDC stalwart also criticized internal figure, claiming some are aligned with President Boakai and working to undermine the CDCs from within by enabling outside influence. He warned of internal and external resistance to protect the party's value, urging loyalists to prepare for decisive action to reclaim the CDC integrity. An investigation conducted by General Auditing Commission has uncovered troubling financial irregularities in the National Port Authority contract with Global Maritime Tracking System. Global Maritime Tracking System is a cargo company that manages cargo tracking program. According to a July 1, 2018 to October 31st, 2024, a report released by the institution revealed that the contract did not follow the required procurement procedure under the Coalitions for Democratic Change government. The report further revealed that the audit found no evidence that the GTMs paid $2.15 billion throughout its 5 years of operation. Meanwhile, an additional $900,000 was captured in 2024 under the current Unity Party administration. However, the investigation also found out that no record of the $30 million initial capital investment as the company reportedly failed to deliver on its obligation. These damning scandals raise potential questions about transparency and accountability at the nation's most powerful revenue-generating institution. The West, the African Commission has expressed over what U.S. restriction impacting on several countries to date in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, June 5. While acknowledging America's right to enforce broader security, the Commission urges a balanced and evidence-based approach reflecting U.S. Africa ties. Officials warn that the measure may harm educational, economic, and diplomatic relations carefully built over decades. The Commission calls for consultation and transparent communication with affected countries to address and underlying issues collaboratively. The Commission calls it affirms readiness to support dialogue and efforts to strengthen the U.S. Africa cooperation. If you're just joining in, this is the reminder that you are listening to Focus News Summary, 15 minutes of major news presentation covering Liberia, Africa, and our one world. Let's take a quick look at our top stories we are following. Hundreds of aggrieved supporters and families of jailed Liberian lawmakers set to demand justice today at the Monrovia City Court. Former President George Weah pays visit to jailed lawmakers in solidarity and may heighten political concern. President Boycott accepts resignation of Commerce Inspector General Doyle Cooper merely months after fraud saga erupted. And briefly away from home, U.S. President Donald Trump issued travel ban on several African countries. Let's take a short break. When we come back, we bring you a continuations of the news program. Welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. U.S. President Donald Trump signed a new executive order Wednesday night banning citizens from traveling from 12 countries from entering the United States effective June 9, 2025. The travel ban applies to Afghanistan, Yemen, Chad, Congo, Brazzaville, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen, citing national security concern. President Trump said that the decision followed an attack highlighted the rise of admitting foreigners without proper vetting, calling it the necessary move to protect Americans. A partial ban affects 7 additional countries, including Burundi, Cuba, Laos, Sierra Leone, Togo, Turkmenistan, and Venezuela. The nation face restricted visa and tougher entry screening. The White House cited political instability and high visa overstayed. Human rights groups and affected government have condemned the order and vowed legal and diplomatic actions. Now to end this news, we recap the major stories we have been following very closely this morning. Hundreds of aggrieved supporters and family of jailed Liberian lawmakers set to demand justice today at the Monrovia City Court. Former President George Weah pays visit to jailed lawmakers in solidarity amid heightening political tension. President Joseph Boycott accepts resignation of Commerce Inspector General Doyle Cooper nearly months after fraud saga erupted. Briefly away from home, U.S. President Donald Trump signed a new executive order restricting several African countries from entering the U.S. This is Focus News Summary. My name is K. Lyndon Tobai. I presented. Good morning.